Not too long ago I made a video about felons and gun rights. Well, that video met with mixed reactions. A lot of people were appalled that I thought that some felons should be able to get their rights back, and other people were like applauding me. I want to make this follow-up video to kind of clarify my position, because a lot of the things that people are saying in the comment section really don't jive with my actual opinions or just aren't true in general. So I kind of wanted to clear up a few things, make that video a little more defined. Now, first off, I'm going to say there are some crimes that I believe should have your gun rights removed from you. You should probably never get them back. In fact, you should never be on the streets again. There are some rapists, child molesters, murderers, things like that that I don't feel should ever be released again. Now, I'm not going to go into the death penalty debate here. I'll save that for another video if ever I personally believe in it, but that's not the topic. So there are some people that I think, yes, when they commit this crime, their gun rights should be taken from them, and they should never see them again. In fact, they should never see the light of day again. But let's face facts. Most felons aren't murderers or rapists or child molesters. Most felons aren't even violent. Most felonies don't even involve a victim. So how can you really say that something that doesn't even involve a victim is violent? And if it's not violent, how can you justify taking away someone's right to self-defense? I just don't believe you can. You can't just make carte blanche statements that all felons should lose their gun rights in this country if you don't look at what felonies actually are. Most felonies don't involve violence. Most felonies don't involve actually victimizing someone else. And unless you have proven that when given a gun or given something to defend yourself with, you are likely to harm someone else that has done no harm to you, I don't think that you should have your gun rights taken away. It's only when that risk that you pose to your fellow man outweighs the benefit of you being able to protect yourself that I think those rights should be removed. Just passing a bad check or trespassing or some other felony that isn't violent doesn't make me think that you are likely to enact violence on another person. And unless I think you are likely to enact violence on another person, I don't believe in taking your gun rights away. It's only when that risk of you having a firearm outweighs the benefits of you having a firearm that I believe that your rights should be stripped. And let's face it, even all violent felonies aren't equal. The person who goes out and stabs someone for their watch or murders a bunch of people for the fun of it, that's not the same as the guy who has a violent felony where he punched his wife's boyfriend in the face when he found out she was cheating on him. That's not equal. That guy shouldn't lose his gun rights for his entire life. So here's a crazy idea. How about we leave it up to the judges? How about we not have a mandatory retraction of rights? How about we say there are some crimes that do have the mandatory retraction, like murder, things like that, capital murder, something where someone is an actual violent predator. Of course, we can all agree that they should lose their gun rights. But those instances should be extreme and few. And because those crimes are extreme and few. But for other felonies, let's leave it up to the judges. Isn't that what we elect them for? Isn't that what they're trained to do? So if you're, like I say, if you're the guy that punches your wife's boyfriend in the nose when you find out she's cheating on you, the judge can say, yeah, it's a violent crime, but let's see, it's understandable. You're only going to lose your gun rights for 2 years, and at the end of 2 years, you come back to me and we'll talk about reinstating those gun rights. In fact, I think all people that have their gun rights removed should have, unless they are those few extreme people, should have the ability to have their gun rights restored once they've proven that they are now a different person, that they have grown, they have learned from their mistakes, they are a better person now. Because people do change. Saying people don't change is a very defeatist attitude. People do change. Gangbangers become community leaders. Young drug users grow up and become parents and responsible grandparents. And child molesters grow up and become priests. Well, I think it's you become a priest and you become a child molester, so that's probably not a good example. But you know what I'm talking about. So in the end, to sum it up, yes, I do agree that there are certain people that can never be trusted with gun rights. But like I said, they're few and far between. The rest is a gray area. There are people that maybe should have them taken away for a while, year or two, while they're calming down. 5 years maybe, even 10 years. While you're in prison and while you're on probation, of course, no gun rights. But once you're off probation, that should be an automatic restoral of your gun rights. That's saying you've served your time. And for other things, let's let judges decide how long that should be on your gun rights. And let's give people a means to get them back. If someone comes in, shows they've changed, shows they're an upstanding citizen, who am I to deny them their Second Amendment rights?